Happy morning, dear friends. Here's Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to Demystify with Ajay. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss on matrix inverse. The matrix inverse is central to solving matrix equations in practical applications, including fitting statistical model to data. Okay, before going on to the discussion, let me just include the necessary libraries, import the NumPy library and assign it as like alias NP. And next it is for matplotlib. Yes, dear friends, this imports the plotting module pyplot from matplotlib and aliases as PLT. And dear friends, of course, we are also including this import Hilbert. Yes, this is exact functions to create Hilbert matrices for numerical analysis and stability testing. And yes, dear friends, we have included the warnings. Yes, this imports Python's built-in warnings modules, so which allow control over warning messages generated during execution. And yes, we have just included the default parameters. Yes, for the font size and enabling the grids and setting the transparency of the grid lines to 30%. And of course, the font size for all text in plot to 12 points. Yes, and yeah, closing the dictionary and applies all the configuration updates. We have just, let me include this and execute this. Yes, of course, we have the version as NumPy version with 2.3.5. Let me just discuss on this numerical stability of the inverse. Difference matrix inversion is numerically fragile. And here the conditional number, that is k of A, which is equal to sigma max divided by sigma min, that measures instability. And here large K means the matrix is ill conditioned and it is inverse in unreliable. Let me just discuss about this Hilbert matrices. And dear friends, here this exact code, it studies this Hilbert matrices, a classical exam of extremely numerical ill condition, and show how inversion becomes unreliable as size increases. Okay, let me just discuss the code one by one. So kindly just observe. We are just going to have a loop over matrix sizes. Okay, and here the sizes are 3, 5, 8, 10, 13 and 15. So these are for test progressively larger Hilbert matrices Hn. Okay, and let me just define a Hilbert matrices equation H I sub ij, which is equals 1 by I plus j minus 1. And dear friends, H is for Hilbert of n. And on defining this Hilbert of n, and yes, we have an example of 3 into 3 matrix. Kindly just observe, dear friends. And matrix here, it would be, this is 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and again 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 and 1 by 5. Okay, and here one more thing, we have just defined a conditional number, and this defines the exact functionality. Condition number, it just gives k of h, which equals norms of h into norms of h inverse. Okay, so this measures sensitivity to numerical errors. And kindly just observe, if the k larges, k increases, yes, there would be an unstable computation. And yeah, we are just going to have the rank. And yes, theoretically, of course, we all know rank of H, we are just going to have the n value. And here, but numerically may appear deficient for large n, that is a large size of n. And next we are just going to have an inversion and error check. Okay, so what here it is measuring is, kindly just observe this exact equation. So H at H inverse minus identity matrix, and this with a Frobenius norms. Specify mathematically, and Frobenius norms of H multiplied by H inverse minus I, and this one ideally 0. And dear friends, kindly just keep it in mind, in the practice it just grows rapidly with the value of n. And towards the last, we are just going to have it in a tabular formula. Okay, so we are just going to have the first one as the matrix size. This is what the n, And next one, this condition, it is for condition number, and third one for rank, and last one any error, that is deviation from identity. Okay, let I execute and let me just see what is the output. So kindly just observe, dear friends, the conditional number grows astronomically for n which is equal to 3. It just grows from, of course, 10 to the power of 4. When I'm just going towards, kindly just observe this n is equal to 13. So n is equal to 13. This astronomically we have 10 to the power of 17. And at n is equal to 13, so when we just identify this error h inverse minus identity under Frobenius norms, okay, is already significant and beyond n13, okay, NumPy considers the matrix rank deficiency. And here one thing, kindly just say this, there is a functionality is called rule of thumb. Each power of 10 is the condition number costs roughly 1 digit of precision in the inverse. So here a matrix, if we just say k towards 10 to the power of 16, yeah, it is near the limit of 64-bit floating point. It's effectively singular. And here our production advice, kindly just see avoid explicit matrix inversion when possible. And here instead of this one, and kindly use see actually here NumPy linear algebra dot solve of a comma b. Use this instead of making as linear algebra of inverse of a at b, because it uses LU decomposition internally, which is both faster and more stable. And for least square, kindly make use of np dot linear algebra dot lstsq of x comma y. Instead of, don't go for this x transpose x the whole inverse and x transpose y, don't go for this directly. And last but not least, dear friends, for Aegean problem, use QR decomposition, QR based iterative methods. And dear friends, kindly just one thing I just want to let you know, dear friends. See, this Hilbert matrices are problematic because columns are nearly linear dependent, and here extremely small singular values and poorly conditioned bias. And when we just go towards the resultant, kindly just see one thing. If we have a minimal small size of matrix, yeah, the conditional number would be manageable. Conditional number would be manageable. And when we just think about the error, of course, it would be nearly 0. And if we just go with a large number of size of a matrix, of course, conditional number would be enormous and error would be significant. So kindly just keep it in mind. Hilbert matrices are theoretically invertible, practically unstable. And when you just go towards this practically, kindly avoid explicit inversion for ill-conditioned matrix. As I have already specified, yes, prefer towards this functionalities. Okay, so prefer this one rather than going for this one. And if it is an SVD based method, regularization, kindly use ridge regressions. And yes, dear friends, this exact code demonstrates rapid growth of conditional number in Hilbert matrices and breakdown of numerical inversion despite theoretical invertibility, and the importance of condition in numerical linear algebra. Okay, let me just visualize the Hilbert matrix, and yes, it inverses and their product, revealing the hallmark behavior of ill-conditioned system. Let me just see whether small or well-behaved inputs leading to extremely large inverse entries or not. Okay, so yes, here kindly just observe, we are just going to have an a value that is n which is equal to 5, and here of course h which is equal to Hilbert of n, and this one, yes, it is a 5 into 5 Hilbert matrix, and when on just going for h inverse, yes, it is a numerical inverse, and towards the product, yes, should approximately identity. Now let me just visualize structures. So here we are just going to have the visualization, and we are just going to have 3 panels. One, yes, h, second one h inverse, and the third one product of h and h inverse. And let me just have the panel A. Okay, so the panel A, yes, it is just going to have values of 0.04 to 1. And yes, a smooth decay away from top left, and of course it appears well behaved and structured. And when in just going for this H inverse, yes, the values are very large in magnitude, and it's just going to range with minimum and maximum. So that is what. So typically we are just going to have order of 10 to the power of 2 to order of 10 to the power of 5. Okay, let me just have that. And last one, the product of H and H inverse. Okay, and let me just have the exact matrices. And of course, we are just going to have that expectation. Let I just have the expectation here. So it would be as like identify of 5. So 1, 0 like that, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 1. So like that it would go on. Okay, and yes, it is close to identity, but not exact because due to floating point errors would be that. Okay, so let me just print the diagnostic values ranges, and let me confirm whether what is the exact values of H inverse and to the product of H and H inverse. Okay, so let I just execute and we just see. So kindly just observe, dear friends, here the value of the visualization of H. We can able to view an smooth gradient. Smooth gradient is in the sense, of course, it is structured and low variation. And when on just visualizing this H inverse, of course, we have a high contrast, and of course, there is an oscillation also. So this would mean towards instability and amplification. And last, of course, the product of H and H inverse. Kindly just observe, it is nearly identity and approximate of correctness. So with this, yeah, we can just conclude that ill conditioning manifests as large inverse value and sensitivity to error. So even the matrix is small, or structure appears simple. And dear friends, here I just want to summarize one thing. The code demonstrates the deceptive simplicity of Hilbert matrices, the dramatic growth in inverse magnitude, nearly identity product we have just seen. So that despite instability and direct visual evidence of conditioning effect. So I think this exact session it would be useful. So kindly like this video, share it with someone starting their data science or machine learning or generative AI journey, and subscribe to Demystify with Ajay for more such real world explanation. Thanks for watching, dear friends. See you in the next video.